There is another question coming in. I'm just adding this here. I was talking in one of the last videos or interviews I did, I think, about different buckets when it comes to ranking. This is an important one, I think, to understand, because it just relates to the concept of how the Google algorithm works. So Google needs to decide if a website has to be ranked high or low, or where to place it. So they take into account a series of things. The thing is, they have something we call the different buckets of topics they check. We don't know all of them, but we know some of them. And if one of those buckets isn't completely full, they're not going to rank the site. One of those buckets, we talked earlier about it, is speed, site loading speed. If your page is taking 10 seconds to load, your speed bucket, quote unquote, is not full. So Google basically already rules out your site from page one. If every other site in this area is faster, you don't get a chance. Even if you have the best content of all of them, if your usability is great, if you don't have the necessary speed on your site, the load speed, you're not going to rank. Another bucket is links in most cases, right? There are still some isolated niches where just by putting up a piece of content, you might be able to rank, but there's not many of them. In most niches, you need backlinks from relevant sources pointing to your site. And if this link bucket is not full, Google is not going to rank your site well. Another bucket is content, especially the search intent. If you don't have an article that corresponds to a certain search intent, you are not going to be ranked for this search intent. So if I want to respond to a search query that's called SEO agency comparison, and I don't have a comparison of SEO agencies, I don't have a piece of content that corresponds to this search intent, so Google is not going to rank my article about why we are the best SEO agency. We are, of course, but we are not going to get ranked for the comparison. So I usually think of someone like carrying like 10 or 20 buckets to the water fountain, and they're not going back unless every bucket is full, because they need to leverage the time it takes them to get there, right? And Google is not going to rank your site if you don't have every essential bucket filled for your website. Okay, so I have made this clear. Hopefully, you need to make sure you are on top of your game in the most important sections, like speed, like content, like search intent, like backlinks, for example, usability, mobile friendliness. These are the main buckets you definitely need to check and make sure you correspond to what Google expects from a modern website.